Ever wonder what keeps a narcissist up at night? They may act fearless, but deep down, they have a secret list of fears they don't want anyone to know. And once you understand them, you'll never see them the same way again. Let's expose their biggest fears. The first one is a narcissist are just scared. And it's really hard to believe, but narcs are just scared. They are utterly terrified of being alone. This is by far their greatest fear. Being alone is the hardest punishment they could ever face. They have grown up alone through their own abuse and emotional abandonment, and that is a space they refuse to go back to. And so the greatest fear of a narcissist is being alone. It is something they don't ever want to face. And when they're alone, it is way too quiet for them. There is no stimulation. They actually have to face themselves in their own silence. When they are alone, there is no one to abuse. There is no sex. No one cooking and cleaning for them. And no one to extract money from. No one to keep them company. So that's the first fear of a narcissist. The second fear is exposure. A narcissist's second biggest fear is exposure. Some narcissists will do anything to protect their reputation. They don't want anyone to know who they truly are. They don't want people to know how abusive they are behind closed doors. Some people will go to any lengths to not let the public know what they are truly capable of. Narcissists have the fear of losing narcissistic supply. That is the third one. The third biggest fear of a narcissist is the fear of losing narcissistic supply. They can't live alone. If you see narcissists, they're extremely weak and needy, but they will show a facade of being strong. And I've always said it, it's a facade, it's a mask. It's something that they use to cover up who they truly are. And that explains why they go to any length to get narcissistic supply. They need adulation, they need your worship, and so cannot afford to be lonely. You have to be in the picture. So exposure of who they really are and the things they do in secret, they don't want people to know. So they are fake and would love to maintain that fake persona for life. So they fear being exposed. They also fear losing their victims, especially the survivors who rise up to become better versions of themselves and make people see through the lies of their narcissism. They also fear the truth, and that explains why they rarely face themselves. They just want to hide behind the mask. I've always said it, it's all a facade, and they just want to hide under that facade. Okay, they also fear being made accountable. They always like to blame shift or gaslight and hate it when they are held accountable for their actions. Before I end this video on the biggest fear of narcissists, I would like to say a thing or two about narcissists. Narcissists are basically people who have what we call narcissistic personality disorder, that is NPD, and it is characterized by an insane need for adulation, an insane need for worship, a bloated self-ego, a bloated sense of self-importance. Narcissists feel they are superior, they don't fight fair, they feel the world owes them, they feel the world has to fall under their feet. And usually what you realize if you get close to the narcissist is that they probably were hurt as children, and because they didn't have control then, they have grown up and they are exerting control on other people. Basically what it means is hurt people. And so they were hurt, probably they were raped as children, probably they were neglected as children, they didn't have love, whatever it is they may have faced. They have now grown to exert that same kind of influence that somebody had on them as children, they are now also taking their own pound of flesh. You know, because if you go through abuse as a child and you do not uh, process it properly, it makes you a bitter person, and a bitter person will go about seeking revenge, which is what narcissists do. And so if you get close to them, you realize that deserve compassion. They deserve compassion, but that is not to say that we should excuse their bad behavior. They still need to work on themselves. And I hope this video helped you in some shape or form. If it did, do let me know in the comments. And if you know any fear of the narcissists that I didn't mention, please go ahead and list them in the comments, and also share this video with a friend, and also hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you as part of the Oyawale community.